Tiffany Haddish and Aries Spears. These are both comedians. These are both people who have been in their respective roles for quite some time. Tiffany Haddish, especially, has seen a lot of success both in movies, and she's done some things with Netflix. So she's very, very well established. And they've recently had some news come out about them that is pretty damning. A lawsuit is alleging that they have both been involved in the abuse of minors. Now, I want to make it clear it's not considered like direct sexual abuse, but basically they have these minors involved in a skit doing things that would be inappropriate for children of their age. Hudson, your thoughts?
I, in reading some of these articles concerning it, I mean, Tiffany Haddish all but admitted that that all these skits happened. She just doesn't think it's a big deal. So
Mm,
she's pretty much admitted that it's happened. So there's no question these skits happened. It looks like,
mhm,
but like the lawyer tried to say, it's being blown out of proportion. Seems to be what they're saying.
mhm,
And then also B, on the other side, with what they described as far as what was done in this skit with Aries Spears and the looking through the eyes of a pedophile and all that,
mhm,
based on it's damn near close to sexual assault. I
mhm,
mean, based on what I saw or based on what I read, I never
mhm.
actually saw the skit myself either. But this goes to show here is that parents can't be lazy. I'm going to attack this from this end, right? Parents cannot be lazy. You can't just say, "Oh, my child has a chance to be in this skit. My child has a chance to be in this show." You need to read the damn script.
Mhm.
You need to demand the script. Hey, I am not going to. I'm not going to let my child do this until I read exactly what it is that you all are doing. Don't be lazy about it. Demand it,
Mhm.
because what it seems like to me at the end of the day, this is like those people who accused Michael Jackson of of doing inappropriate things with their children, and
Mhm.
people kept asking, well, why'd you send your children to Michael Jackson? If you
Mhm.
it, it's it like I say, it almost seems like a shakedown in that manner. Now, what I think it is parents don't want to risk their child not having an opportunity. I'm sure at the time it looked like Tiffany Haddish was on her way up
Mhm.
in the industry, and it turns out she was. She did go on up in the industry. Ari Spears kind of been at that same spot he's been at for a
Right.
while. He was probably
Mid-tier.
at that spot then,
Mhm.
but Tiffany was definitely on her way up. So I'm sure they didn't want their child to lose an opportunity, but like I said, this goes to show you can't risk your child's well-being for an opportunity. You have to do your
See,
due diligence.
See, usually I would agree with you. Like, I definitely agree with that when it comes to the parents involved in these R. Kelly situations where they don't know R. Kelly. They have no relationship with R. Kelly, but all they hear is that R. Kelly wants to record some music with their daughter or wants to have their daughter over their house for a while, and they just send their kids off, and then they're given X amount of dollars. I think that's absolutely horrific. I think that's negligence and that's poor parenting, and that these parents haven't really been held accountable in this entire situation. I don't feel like that's the same thing here. My understanding from reading about it is that while Aries Spears is the one who's actually in the skits and he's doing a lot of the things that people find egregious in the skits, both of them have a personal relationship with the mother. So it wasn't like, they just came up and, hey, we need some kids to be in this skit. And she didn't know them from Adam. Apparently, her and Tiffany Haddish had known each other for years, that they had both bonded with each other because both of them were going through divorces, very bad divorces at the time. And so there was already a relationship there. It's also not clear to me if it was directly communicated to the mother that these kids were going to be in skits or if Tiffany Haddish just picked them up. Like if you come to me and you say, "Hey, I'm taking the kids out. I want to take Simone with me. To be completely honest with you, I'm not going to have a ton of questions. I've known you for so long that I feel like, hey, you're not going to put my child in a position that they're going to be harmed or that anything is going to happen to them. I'm going to ask like, hey, so where you plan to take her? And if you say like, oh, I'm taking her to the zoo or whatever, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. What time you going to pick her up? And so to me, looking at this situation, when you're dealing with someone who you feel like is a friend, this isn't like really a business opportunity. This is a friend saying, hey, I'm doing this. I think it'd be cool if the kids could join in, blah, 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 blah. I feel like it's hard to blame it on the mother and say, oh, well, she should have been more discerning about this. I mean, if she was told it was a skit, then I kind of agree with you because I feel like if you're going to tell me my child is going to be on camera, then I need a very, very clear understanding of what's happening. But beyond that, just the idea that she would allow them to do this, they're supposed to be friends.
Yeah, but at some point, and based on what I read, I think I'm pretty confident in that this mother was told it was skits. One of
Mm,
the stories said that she thought they were going to go and do something with Nickelodeon and some type of Nickelodeon thing, right?
right. She said
So
that's what Tiffany Haddish told her.
so
Now that you're so yeah, now that I remember that detail. So yeah, you're right.
and even being friends, right? At what point, right? At what me and you are like brothers, right?
Mhm.
Now, at what point though does your daughter come to you and say to you, "Well, when I was with Uncle Hudson, he recorded some stuff."
Mhm.
And at what point when she tells you that do you come to me and say, "Hey, hey, Hudson,
Right.
yeah, y'all went to the zoo, but my daughter say you recorded some stuff." She crazy, right? You didn't
Right.
record nothing. What's that all about?
Right.
At what point do you come to me and say, and I'm pretty much figuring this immediately,
Mhm. Yes.
and I
Yeah.
would expect that.
That's
I
a
would
fact.
expect that.
That's a
And
fact.
so I gotta say on her end still, at some point those kids told her,
Mhm.
yeah, we were there, we filmed some skits, we did this, and and at some point, what do you ask? Because what's not coming out in this story is that it probably doesn't start out with a skit involving, pedophilia and all that mess, right? There was probably started out with some type of something that was innocent.
Mhm.
There was probably some innocent recording of something else. She or he may have brought them in on something that was very small and say, "Oh, now we got this opportunity for you and
No.
that opportunity." And eventually she puts her guard down. The mother puts the guard down. And like I
Right.
said, you cannot put your guard down with these folk. You can't do it.
Mhm.
Because even if they don't film anything that looks like it's pedophilia, they can cut the footage any way they like and
Mhm.
make it look like something. And you don't want your kid portrayed like that
Mhm.
in that film or whatever it is. So these parents, you got to do your due diligence. And this has to be a case to show them that you cannot just go and just say, yeah, okay, I know this person, or yeah, okay, this is gonna be a great
Mhm.
opportunity. I don't want to risk it. You have to. If the R. Kellys of the world haven't proved it to you yet, here's
Right.
yet another situation that should
That
say
makes
to
it
you
clear.
to do your due diligence. And if the opportunity passes because you were doing your due diligence, then that's just an opportunity that wasn't for you
Mhm.
then. Let it go.
Mhm. Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to side with you on that.